Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to another top 5. And this time we have Wotsit here. How you doing, Wotsit?
I'm not bad. Hello.
Merry Christmas to you as well, by the way.
And to you,
Thank
yeah,
you very
because
much.
it's literally weeks away.
Uh, have you enjoyed the gaming lineup that we've had this year so far?
I have actually, fitting it in the time that I can. Yeah, some great games have been out and about. So, yeah, definitely.
So, if people don't know what we're doing here, we are doing our top 5 games. So far you've had me, you've had Kaj, you've had Shimmy, and you've had Billy. So it's now your turn, Wotsit, to share your top 5 games that you've played this year.
Oh, okie doke. So, not in any particular order because it's very difficult to categorise them.
Okay.
But first one I would say would be Dying Light. For me, big thing, 4-player. Obviously very similar for me, I thought, to Dead Island. Can't beat a bit of zombie slaying. And I just find that game really, really enjoyable, and I still go back to it now.
Well,
So,
the thing is, a lot of people that I've spoken to keep forgetting that Dying Light actually came out this year as well, which I find weird. Which I completely agree. It was one of those games from Techland, who made
yeah.
the Dead Island series, and I think they made it better than Dead Island, because it was enjoyable for once. No offense to Dead
Yeah,
Island.
yeah, don't get me wrong, I love Dead Island, but this was kind of a breath of fresh air. I actually downloaded the digital version as well, so
Hmm.
it's one of those that I can always kind of refer back to. And they bought the DLC out,
Yeah.
a few extra things you could do, and I just liked the whole sort of mini open world kind of aspect. You weren't obliged to do missions, but you
Yeah.
could if you wanted to. And yeah, I think it's definitely a game that I think is a little bit underrated. I think a lot of people maybe um, should give it a go.
Yeah, well, I
Definitely.
think we're on about going back to it as well, because I think we played it before we did the whole YouTube video stuff, didn't we? So
Yeah.
I think a few of us are on about going back and playing it, just having a mess around with it again. So probably see something like that next year of us going
Yep.
back to that world.
Awesome.
Anyway, what is your next game? What's it?
Next game I would say is Until Dawn. This game for me was phenomenal.
Mhm.
It's another reason why I picked up a PlayStation again. The whole aspect of it, I mean, I completed it quite quickly, but I love games where you have to make the decisions and you kind of unfold the story of what's happening.
Yeah.
And scared me a fair few times, I'm not going to lie. I'm not very good with the old horror games, but this one, yeah, I absolutely loved it. Again, think it could have been a little bit longer, but then the kind of genre it is, I don't think you could have kind of dragged it out much longer than what it was.
Mm.
But no, again, a really good game. Definitely recommend it. And I think it's going quite cheaply at the moment as well. So
Yeah, I think they're doing from this moment when we're doing the podcast, not podcast, this top 5, which is the 10th of December, by the way. I think they're doing a buy one get one free on PlayStation at the moment. So if you want get a chance to 2 games that are on their list, then this is probably one of the best chances that you can get 2 games for quite cheap. But yeah, with Until Dawn, I managed to have a go of it, but I think with me it was I watched a lot of people's streams of it instead.
yeah,
Especially a certain grumpy member of Crave the Games, which you can see on the YouTube channel, by the way. Um, I do highly agree. It's a great game which came out this year. I think it took a lot of people by surprise as well, because I think a lot of them were
yeah.
thinking, "Oh, it's just going to be a another story game that once you've played it once, that's it." But no, you had a lot of replayability with the game as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it is one of those that maybe people weren't expecting much from it, and like you say, were kind of surprised by it. So
PlayStation didn't expect much from it. I saw barely any
yeah,
marketing for that. But yeah, definitely a great game for this year, definitely. And I can't wait to see
yeah,
what they'll do next with this Until Dawn, because come on, we're going to see a second one in this, aren't we?
yeah. There's gonna be a sequel, without a doubt.
Anyway, what's it? What is your third game of the...
Okay, my third one, Battlefront. Now this one I wasn't gonna get originally, and then I mean I like Star Wars anyway, kind of always have done. So downloaded it, went ahead and was like, yeah, let's try it out, and I love it. I'm yet to try the Battle of Jakku, which is the new map or what have you, but generally it's a great game just to pick up, have a couple of games. The game modes are great. One in particular I like is Heroes, where both teams play as there's three heroes in each team. You've got to survive the longest. Really, really good fun. A very easy pick up and play, relaxing game, without a doubt.
Now with me, I think a lot of people know I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I did play the beta when it came out, and I agree, it is fun. Now, unfortunately, it's one of those mixtures where I'm not a fan of Star Wars, but I'm not also a fan of Battlefield, which it's made by DICE, isn't it? Who are the people behind the Battlefield series. And but I haven't got the full game yet. I'm on about getting it, but I think I'm getting it on PlayStation because of it's a game that me and Billy can play, basically.
Yeah.
And I would agree, it was fun. Might be a while till I get it, but it was a fun game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I played the beta and I actually didn't really like the beta, so it's come a long way from what I was expecting from it. It's one of those that I think you do generally have to play with friends, not because of any other reason, that it's better to team up.
Yes.
Due to the size of the team.
Well, it's like most multiplayer games, it is better to have a party there to play it. But I agree, this is definitely one of those games that is better with friends.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, Wotsit? What is your fourth game? I think we're on the fourth, aren't we?
We are on the fourth. Okay, the fourth one is going to be Fallout 4.
Everybody's put this on the list. I think there's only one person who hasn't, and that's Billy.
But to be fair, again, it was another one I wasn't really going to pick up. Don't get me wrong, there have been times that the game has driven me mad. Like, I've spent an hour and a half, I've died numerous amounts of times, I've had to do my deep breathing because it was just getting to the point where I was like, oh my god. But it's one of those that you start a mission and I couldn't back out. I had to finish it. I had to complete it. You know, it's one of those that I have to set aside a good couple of hours, which is quite rare for me because I don't generally have that time. So it is one of those that I can't pick up and play, you know, for 15 minutes. It is time consuming, and I think I'm still only like level 10 or something ridiculous. But yeah, no, again, it's a really good game, but it is incredibly time consuming. If you don't have the time, it's probably not worth buying.
Yeah, it's one of those games also, if you don't have the time, do not buy it. I'd advise not to buy it because it's one of those where you will get sucked into it quite easily.
Yeah.
I think I've now ended up with about 3.5 days worth of play of the Fallout 4 now, and I'm not one of those people who like open world kind of games, am I? With me, I prefer the whole indie quick game. Let's all play, la 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 la. But I would say Fallout 4 has definitely been, well, it was on my list as well. So I understand.
I mean, I like it. I think if it had a co-op aspect, I think I like the open world games, don't get me wrong. I do like the open world aspect, but I'm not the best with single player. I do prefer to play multiplayer co-op. So if it had a co-op option and you could have one friend with you to you know, roam around with, perfect. So again, I've got to be in the mood to play it.
No offense, but would you, knowing members of Crave the Game and certain members, would you want them to be your companion in Fallout?
Yeah, because the funny thing is, you get nothing done, but you would have spent like 6 hours.
I'm fearing Division, to be honest here. Because I've got a feeling it's either I'm going to be the first one shot, or I'm going to shoot someone first. Anyway, Wotsit? It is time for your last of your top 5. What is number 5 on your list?
Number number 5 is without a doubt Black Ops 3. Now I was very dubious about
Same here.
this. Again, wasn't sure whether I'd pre-order it, wasn't sure if I'd get it. I am so glad that I did get it. The zombies for me, fantastic. Absolutely love it. I love the fact it's got its own little story mode. I love the fact that it's a lot more difficult than previous zombies. And the multiplayer, you know, I really, really do enjoy it. And that's a hell of a jump from Advanced Warfare because I hated that Call of Duty. I think I got rid of it within like 2 weeks, if that. So it's a breath of fresh air. The fact that zombies is back, as I say, is just great. And yeah, it's again, pick up, play, put it down. You know, it's just great. And I haven't bored of it or tired of it yet, so it's definitely a good thing. And again, they brought back the co-op campaign. Granted, I haven't got a clue what's going on in the campaign, don't get me wrong, it's a bit sketchy, but I like the fact that I've got that option. I can do it on my own, or if a friend wants to jump in, they can jump in, or I can jump in with friends, and that is a selling point for me.
I think this is the first time that Call of Duty has actually been mentioned in top 5 as well, and I completely agree. It's definitely a lot better than Advanced Warfare. Unfortunately, I've not had a go of the zombie mode yet, which I probably will.
Yes, I can show you the ropes because I sussed
Which
it all out.
is weird because it's usually me showing you the ropes in something. Yeah, it's different.
For once, yeah, I've done all the rituals and stuff like that. Rituals. So yeah, I kind of. Oh yeah, there's rituals. There's little small things called wrapped, but we call them meatballs. They look like spiky little balls that roam around that come after you. Yeah, it's great. It's so much fun. And a 3-eyed monster. You have to come across that as well.
3-eyed monster. Okay.
There is a lot of stuff going on in that zombies.
I will definitely have a go at zombies. We've got to have a game night of it or something in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Wotsit, thank you for your top 5. Now that is definitely a different list. Like I said, I think everyone's had Fallout 4 in their list, but I understand why. I think it's definitely going to be one in our Game of the Year list for the awards next month. But yeah, there was a few definitely interesting ones. Dying Light, definitely, and Black Ops 3. I think that's one of those games which needed a bit more love for what it was. I think its past kind of ruined it a little bit with Advanced Warfare and Ghost.
Ghost I didn't mind, but no, I agree. Advanced Warfare, I think a lot of people might have been a bit dubious about this Call of Duty and thought, oh, is it going to be the same as Advanced Warfare? Because it is futuristic still, but not to the extent that Advanced Warfare was. So yeah.
So anyway, I can't think of anything else. Alright, yeah, I've got one more question before we close off this top 5.
Yeah.
What was your most disappointing game of the year? Just one of them.
Oh, okay. The Witcher 3, I think, would be up there. I don't know why, because it wasn't a terrible game, but I didn't get a lot from it. Like compared to Fallout, when I play Fallout, I do a mission, I get stressed out for an hour and a half, and then I'm fine, and it's like sense of accomplishment. But with The Witcher, I kind of got to a place, did what I needed to do, and then afterwards thought, like I don't know what it was. There was just something that just wasn't quite there for me, which is a shame because generally, it's not a bad game. It just wasn't for me.
The thing is, I think did you play the first 2 Witchers? I think that's what a lot of people had problems with. I think with The Witcher 3, which, by the way, we know it won the Game of the Year at the Game Awards this year as well. Yes, we get that. But I think a lot of people had the problem with it was it relied on you, in my opinion, too much to know what was already happening, which I understand because it was the last in the trilogy. Yeah, I think they should have made it a little bit easier for people who were coming in at that point, which they didn't.
yeah, yeah. It's. I think it's just kind of one of those things. But yeah, it just didn't really sort of thrill me when I was playing it. So.
I know what you mean. Anyway, Wotsit? Thank you for joining me for this.
No problem.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
And we will be back on Thursday with another top 5. Who will it be? We do not know because we haven't recorded it yet. So we will see you then. And again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Wotsit.
And to you too, and to everyone.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You ended up attacking a group of people or something like that, and then you started running away from them.
They actually, I went to
got you.
I went to an airbase. This is on that server, an old abandoned airbase.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be seeing this as we're speaking at the moment.
Yeah, we've seen it as we speak, and they actually see me. And you're not supposed to kill on sight. KOS is banned. That's why I did the video to kind of show the admin and stuff what the bloody. And they all see me and went, get the and they're chasing me down. And I went into this safe zone, what I thought was safe, but the mod crashed, because it's still an early access game. Yeah. The mod's on, and I've panicked and I said, back you bastards, I started hitting him with his bloody sword, and he shot me and then stuck all my stuff, and I was angry,